You know that feeling when you write a sentence and it just feels long, a little clunky? Well, today we're going to fix that. I'm going to show you this really powerful technique to turn those sentences into something sharp, professional, and just impactful. So let's dive right in.
Okay, just look at this. On the left, you've got a sentence that's fine. It's totally okay. But look at the right. Same exact information, but it's way shorter, punchier, and it just flows so much better, right? We literally just shaved off 5 words, went from 19 down to 14. And the most important part, we haven't lost a single bit of meaning. That's the key.
So, that's the magic trick, isn't it? The big question is, how do we get from that clunky sentence to the clear one? How do we do that reliably every single time in our own writing? Well, that is exactly what we're going to break down right now. All right, here's the game plan. First, we'll touch on why long-winded writing can be a problem. Then, I'll introduce you to the clause reduction trick. After that, we'll get into the nitty-gritty with 3 simple steps, see it in action with some examples, and then we'll wrap up by talking about your new writing superpower.
Okay, section 1, writing that's too long. Let's talk about the problem we're actually trying to solve here.
You know, the thing is, all those extra words, they're like a fog. They can totally obscure your main point, and honestly, they can weaken your impact. And when you're in a professional field, say like medicine, clarity isn't just a nice to have, it's absolutely critical. Being concise is everything.
So, how do we cut through that fog? Well, there's a specific trick that really good writers use. A lot of the time, they don't even think about it. It's called the clause reduction trick.
Okay, so the official name is reducing adverbial clauses. I know, it sounds super technical, but don't let the grammar term freak you out. All it really means is taking a piece of your sentence, you know that part that says, because the patient was feeling, and shrinking it down into a shorter, more elegant phrase. And you do it all without losing any of the original meaning. That's it.
All right, time to get practical. Let's break this down into 3 simple steps you can use every single time.
Okay, it's this simple. Step 1, check the subjects. Step 2, remove unnecessary words. And step 3, change the verb form. Now, that first step is the most important one because checking the subjects tells you how to do the next 2 steps. It all starts there.
All right, enough with the theory. Let's actually put this into practice and see it in action. We're going to walk through a real example together.
Okay, here's our first sentence to work on. It's perfectly fine as it is, but we can definitely make it sharper. It reads, although the patient was diagnosed with diabetes, he continued to exhibit symptoms of fatigue and weight loss.
Right, step 1, check the subjects. In the first part, we have the patient. In the second part, we have he. Are we talking about the same person? Yep, for sure. So that's our green light. We can go ahead with the reduction. So now we hit steps 2 and 3. We're going to chop out the patient and was. And what are we left with? Although diagnosed with diabetes, the patient. See that? It's so much cleaner. It just flows way better. It's amazing what a few tiny cuts can do.
Okay, let's level up. What happens when the subjects are different? This is a really common situation. Check out this sentence. After the drug trial was completed, the patients were assessed for adverse reactions.
So, step 1 again. First subject, the drug trial. Second subject, the patients. Are those the same thing? Not at all. But don't worry, even when this happens, we can still make the sentence a lot more concise. So here, we've got a couple of choices. We could say, after being completed, but that sounds a little clunky, doesn't it? A much cleaner way to do it is to rephrase it just a little bit to, after completion of the drug trial. There we go. It's shorter, it's more direct, and it just sounds more professional. Okay, so you've seen the problem, you've learned the trick, and you've seen it in action. Now let's lock this all in and talk about how this becomes your new writing superpower. All right, think of this table as your ultimate cheat sheet. Seriously, this shows you the common patterns to look for. When you see because the patient was something, you can probably just change it to being something. If you see because they were feeling, you can just jump straight to feeling. This is your shortcut to making these edits super fast. And just a few important notes to keep in your back pocket. Conjunctions like although or after, they usually get to stay. But the word because, yeah, that one almost always gets the boot. And just remember the verb forms. Passive voice like was diagnosed usually just becomes the past participle, diagnosed. But active voice like was feeling uses that ing form, so it becomes feeling. Got it?
And that's really it. You see, this is about so much more than just deleting a few words. It's about sharpening your ideas. Once you master this one little technique, you can elevate pretty much all of your writing. It's going to be more professional, more persuasive, and just way easier for people to read. You now have the tool.
So, I guess the only question left is, what sentence are you going to sharpen first? Seriously, go find a piece of your own writing, pick a sentence, and try this out. I bet you'll be amazed at the difference it makes.